Hello and welcome back to another episode of That Podcast. My name is Ryan Janke, and as always, I'm joined by Sarah DeYoung, Dana Mashevsky, and Jenn Kaminsky-Horak. Hello.
Oh, I don't.
Hello. Yeah, you don't have the button ready.
DJ doing it. Which one is it?
You know what I did last week?
What'd you do?
I did it.
There it is.
Our studio audience is a little slow this morning.
So Pastor DJ is not here, so nobody was around to hit the button or put the on air or the clap light on for the peanut gallery.
We should get one of those for the outside when we do the pre-show.
There you go.
Yeah, we should.
I just imagine that scene from Shrek where it's the armored guard and he has to write awe on one, turn it around.
Speaking of not being ready, you know what I did last week?
What?
Well, I usually cut the very beginning off of the podcast and then the end. But there's a great, just a 1 second of Dana going, "Is Ryan ever ready?" And nope, I'm leaving that on.
Can't cut that.
Right before the song starts.
So I left it.
That'll be a good intro to the bloopers for 2022.
Yep. So yeah, Pastor DJ's gone today. We have Jenn with us.
Hello.
And you have been on the podcast just a couple of times.
Just a couple times,
so so we thought it'd be cool to have you back on.
Thanks.
Because how long have you been here now at Atonement? A year and a half?
A year and a half. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So
they brought me on here the first week I was working here. So I think a lot has changed since then.
Well, she said we're way nicer to Dana.
To Dana?
I was here for 6 months before I was on here.
Oh.
Yep, that's true.
Did they ask you sooner though and you said no?
No, I'm pretty sure we did and you refused.
No. I think I heard that a few times.
There were several times where I refused that. If Sarah was gone, I'd be like, do I have to?
I could also, though, see, as somebody who worked in communications here before, that's a real busy, first couple weeks,
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I started right before Lent. So I think you
that's
also
true.
gave me
real
the grace
busy
period
and
of this is a lot to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
There's a lot happening right now.
Yeah, so we decided to transition with Dana from saying, "Dana, can you podcast this week?" to "Dana, this is when we're podcasting this week."
Just don't give the option.
Oh, is Sarah gone this week? Well, Dana's here.
Yep, Dana's here. She'll do it. Well, yeah, I need to. Sometimes I'm not aware of my surroundings, and we were in the fireside room. For those of you who are familiar with the building here, and Dana's office is not very far. 5 feet from the fireside room.
Yeah,
and
they share a wall.
I share a wall with the fireside.
Yeah,
and I don't have a full wall, so sound carries.
That's true. So DJ and I are in the fireside room, and we had just found out, Sarah, that you couldn't be here, and so
you were in Nashville. We knew you were on vacation.
Oh. Yeah, I had told you before.
Yeah, and so DJ's like, so what should we do? And I said, well, we'll just make Dana do it. And then I was like, oh, she heard that because here she comes.
And then
I heard you guys walking and I just rolled my chair and just sat there.
And then after that, it started being if Dana was in the room and we were talking before the podcast, you would just shut the door
Sarah
quick
when she gets here.
Yeah.
She's my friend, and then you guys would just trap me in the room.
Yep.
To be fair, I was not in on that side of things. I was just talking to my friend.
So, all right. So, Jenn, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. So, why don't you explain to people what your role is here? Because you've got a couple of them.
Yeah,
at Atonement. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, so I am the high school youth director. So, in charge of our high school meeting, which is called Elevate. We meet every Wednesday night. We're doing all kinds of fun stuff this summer. We're still meeting, so I do that. And then I'm also the modern worship leader, so I get to lead the music over for the modern services in the ARC over here. And I lead a young adult Bible study as well. So
yeah, so quite a few things.
Yeah.
I think some of the cool stuff you've done, we went downtown and handed out blankets and blessing bags to people here in Fargo one time.
Yeah, we did. That was cool. We got to do quite a bit of homeless ministry on our mission trip last year with the high schoolers when we went to Minneapolis. And so, we wanted to bring that back and do that again up here in Fargo. So we did that sort of thing. Yeah. I think we're going to do that again this summer, something like that anyway. So, yeah.
Cool.
And then explain you go to the mall and do the evangelism stuff too, right?
Yeah,
but
we do,
that's like a process, right?
It's a process, yes. I
do that with
love
Elevate, right?
evangelism. Yes, with Elevate. So I've actually written a 6-week evangelism like study, like a series, you know? And so, it's a process. So I do like this 6-week thing with the high school students, and then it culminates with everybody going out and starting spiritual conversations with people they don't know. So that's initiative evangelism. And so we did that this year in the spring, and we did it I think last spring too. So we'll do it again. We're gonna it's great. I love watching these kids be able to go up to people and just start talking about spiritual things. It's such good practice for like regular life when they're at school or whatever, how to get into those conversations. Yeah.
And so for those who don't know, Elevate is technically 10th grade through senior high, right?
It's 9 through 12 now.
9 through 12?
Yeah, it's a whole high school.
Yeah. And so, I thought it was cool. How do the kids like it? I'm sure there's varying degrees of
there is serious variation. Some of them refuse to come that night because they're like, I'm not doing that. But then there are some, this last time that we did it, some of our 9th graders loved it, and they were like, we should come back and do this on a Saturday when there's more people at the mall. Wow. Let's plan that. Let's do it. Can we come here and do this on our own, like without you? I was like, yeah, you can. Keep it going. So some people love it. And I think even I hear again and again, like even the ones who weren't excited about it have a good experience and are like, that actually wasn't as bad as I thought. Like, people say that a lot. I'm like, I know, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Just people. So it's pretty cool.
That's very cool. So in the training, I mean, obviously you put a lot of work into it and you can't explain the whole 6 weeks, but what are some of the points you hit on, or how does that go?
Sure. So we start with what is the gospel and how do I explain it? Because how would you be able to share the gospel with someone if you don't know how to explain it? And I think that a ton of people don't exactly know how they would formulate, like, okay, here's the gospel. Let me explain this to you. So we go through that right away. And then talking about like why we must share the gospel and the reasons behind that, looking into the Bible and what Jesus said and like the Great Commission. It's like that's a command. It's not a request that you should sometimes share the gospel.
Think about it.
Right.
Or don't show up on the night we go to the mall.
Exactly. That's it. So we talk about that, more of the why behind it. And then some of the obstacles that stand in the way of people having spiritual conversations and sharing the gospel. So some things that, people are afraid of, like, what if this person doesn't like me anymore after I talk to them about this? Or what if they reject me? Or other things like that, and how to handle that. And then we talk about how to have spiritual conversations with people that you already know. So friends, family, classmates, coworkers, whatever it may be. So that's one of my favorite lessons, because that's the fun part, I think. And especially setting up high schoolers for that, because they have so many opportunities to do that in school. And so that's really cool. And then the last one is initiative evangelism, which is how do you actually just go up to somebody you don't know and start talking to them about Jesus. And so we go through some different tools you can use, and then we go out and do it the last week. And I always make sure we have some leaders who have done it before too, so that the kids are set up well to see what it looks like and then try it out after.
Cool. Do you guys have any questions? I kind of hogged all the questions to start off.
The sad thing is that it's me and Sarah, and I'm not going to ask questions. I'm just going to sit here and make agreeing noises.
Agreeing noises. And applause when necessary.
And hit the buttons.
And hit the buttons, and I don't know what sounds they make.
Nothing?
Not right now. Okay. I think I had one about something and I forgot. It'll come back to me in about
Okay.
5 minutes.
All right.
Sweet.
Just let us know
Okay.
when that happens. So, all right. Yeah, you've done a lot of cool stuff with the kids to get them out and get them going. And one of the things that's part of your gig here is going on mission trips.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
we just had Brinley and Emma on a couple episodes ago talking about Kansas City. So what was your favorite part of Kansas City?
Oh,
Actually, hold
yeah,
on.
yeah.
What did we do? We did 3 questions, right? We did, what was your favorite service project? What was your favorite cultural part? And what was your favorite fun activity?
Ooh, okay. All right. Yeah, that was a great trip. My favorite service project was when we got to go to the Amethyst place and play with these women's kids. So it was like a women's shelter. We got to play with their kids. That was really fun. Really cool. What was the next question?
Your favorite cultural experience. And we're talking for those who may not have heard that episode. 2 episodes back, I think it was episode 119. We gave a recap of our Kansas City mission trip with the middle schoolers. And so, yeah, that was really fun. Go back and watch it on the YouTubes because you can see all the pictures and everything and maybe a cool video in there.
Yeah.
So the next,
very cool video.
yeah, very cold video.
Very cool.
So so the next one was your favorite like cultural experience, like some of the kids like the Sojourner's Walk or things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that one was my favorite, the Sojourner's Walk. Where we got to walk around this I don't know, loop that people who are homeless often walk because there's a lot of services for them there. Yeah, I thought that was a really cool experience to like really put yourself in their shoes.
Yeah. Did you guys get to check out the library?
Yeah, we did.
That was pretty cool.
That was wild. Yeah, how they had so many like resources for people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like nobody got kicked out. You were able to. It didn't matter. You could come in and hang out all day if you wanted to. I don't know if we touched on it on the. Did you go down like all the way in the basement of that?
I didn't. You guys did though, didn't you?
We did. Yeah. I don't know if we touched on it on that episode of the podcast.
I don't think so.
But
I wasn't here.
So it was. Well, where were you?
We only have so many mics,
We
Ryan.
only have 4 mics, right?
That's true, and we had 5 people in here that day. So that library was used to be a First National Bank, and so in the
Is the
basement,
vault still there?
yeah, yep, the vault was still there, and they had it made up for the guy who pioneered like the AMC movie theaters.
Oh, cool.
So they had it set up like a movie theater in there, and like it's still got the working vault door and stuff, so you could check that out and see how that worked and stuff.
You know, my irrational fear would be going to watch a movie and then being
Being
all
locked
locked in there. Yeah.
Like that, yeah. Irrational. Yep. So we were able to go in there. That was cool.
That is cool.
Okay, so Amethyst Place, the Sojourner's Walk, and then favorite fun activity.
Oh, wow.
I know which one it is.
Yeah, my favorite fun activity was going to the Blue Room, which is so cool. This is jazz club. It's great. Right next to the like American Jazz Museum or something. So yeah, we brought everybody in there. They love having young people in there, having kids and stuff in there. So it was like a jam session that night. So people could show up and bring their instruments or whatever their instrument is or sing and then sign up and then they'd play with the house band. And so there were these guys that got up and were singing and you're like, man, these guys have been singing jazz for their entire lives. Like you just know. So that was so cool.
That's really cool.
So cool.
Yep.
I love jazz. So.
It was hard for me to explain to Emma and Brinley how much stress I was under that entire day about
bringing
going to that
kids to a club.
Yeah, bringing the kids to that jazz club.
Yeah. It was really worth it though. It was a good, yeah.
It was bad.
I was thinking like we drove down that street and I was like, oh man, that'd be so cool. I'll have to come back to Kansas City so I can go to that. And later that day, Ryan's like, hey, should we take the kids to the Blue Room? And I'm like, can we do that? Is that allowed?
Nice.
But it was good. It was a really good choice.
Yep.
Yes.
That's probably why I was like, well, shouldn't we? Can we do that? So,
You guys are the adults.
yep,
Yeah.
that's true.
You do plan the
That's
trip.
dangerous too. So
I remember my question.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you see kids that come back from their mission trip who maybe didn't do the mall activity like year 1, but do a mission trip, come back and are more willing and wanting to do that year 2?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I've only been here a year and a half, so
3 mission trips, right?
right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I've seen any of that.
Or even kids who
Actually,
maybe
yeah.
were like kind of less
Yeah.
comfortable talking about it before, but then come to the mall and they're like, oh yeah. No,
Yes,
easy
actually,
peasy.
now that you say that, I hadn't put that together so much. But yeah, like last year on our high school mission trip, like I was saying, we did a lot of ministry to homeless people in Minneapolis. And a lot of that was the same sort of thing, just going up to people and talking to them and listening to them and asking if you could pray for them. And so to kind of bring that up when we go to the mall, I was like, hey, remember when we did this downtown Minneapolis? Well, now you're just going to the mall. So like, and they're like, oh, yeah, that's no big deal. I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. I forgot that was a thing. Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. So the other part of your job is actually sort of what you went to college for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Definitely.
your major is in,
I was a saxophone major.
Yeah.
I was a music major.
yeah, and people want that saxophone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Well, hey, let me put out this plug here. We need more keyboard players because you won't get any saxophone from me unless we get another few keyboard players to come in and play. So
okay. So yeah,
There's
So
any
if you
keyboard
go
players
to
out
the
in
church
Castbox
and you
land.
wanna-
Anybody's listening.
yep.
And you want to hear Jen play saxophone, you have to be.
it's
Yeah,
it's
you
not,
gotta let me
so that
know.
she can-
it's not an if you want to, you do.
Yep.
So if you can
It's a
play,
question of like, how badly do you want it? Because if you want it as
Yeah.
bad as you think you do, sign up to be in the worship band. So
Yeah.
that
There
she
you
doesn't
go.
have
We're
to
just
play
gonna
We'll
keyboard.
give
see
you an audition. Yeah.
We're gonna see an influx of like 30 to 40-year-olds learning how to play keyboard. At, like,
Oh my.
hot crust buns. In about 4 years, they'll be ready.
Like this next song, let's please rise and worship with hot cross buns.
well, don't we have the technology that we could just have you play the keys beforehand and then
looper?
pipe that in with somebody pretending to play the keys?
Whoa, that's
Ryan, are you gonna pretend to
pretty
play the
high
keys?
tech.
No.
Who are we gonna get? Dana? It's her secret talent.
Absolutely.
That's funny. Yeah.
Dana does not do stages.
I mean,
We can put
keyboard
you in the
usually
back.
goes in the back. You can,
Yeah.
That's true.
Can I just like not
Put
be
you back
in the
by
lights,
Bongo
like
Brian.
actually like back by the screen?
Bongo
That's
Brian.
great.
So your the other part of your gig is leading the modern worship. So
Yeah.
you've got a group of volunteers that come in and do that. And one cool thing that you've done is like a crossover between your high school ministry directing and the music ministry, because you've got a lot of
yeah.
kids coming in there now.
Yeah, we have a few. We have what, 4 maybe? I guess. Maybe
Which-
there's more.
Probably 4 more than we had before you started.
There you go. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We've got some of the high schoolers that come and play. We got a drummer, bassist, a couple singers. Yeah, pretty fun. It's fun because they're always like, they're in music classes and they're singing and stuff. So they're like, yeah, they're ready to jump right
A few
in.
of them are theater kids, right?
Yeah, yep.
Mhm.
Some of these kids are in theater. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or in a band.
In a band.
Isn't one of them in a band?
Yes.
The bassist
Yeah.
And drummer.
and drummer.
Yeah.
Well,
All in bands.
and you have a band.
Yeah, I'm in a band. I have a band. My band's called Short Notice. Yep. Lead singer, saxophone player. If you like that, you can go find it. Wow, I'm putting all the plugs out. Shameless plug.
That's fine. Ryan's
you
the one who
wanna
has to put
check
it in the
out-
description.
Yeah.
At Short Notice
Links.
FM. Facebook and Instagram. You can come check it out.
Yeah.
Links
Find all
will
our
be in the
gigs.
description.
Oh, wow.
And the show notes.
Wow.
Dang.
Somebody going to write this down?
Some serious
Ryan,
publicity.
don't you have your script with?
Wait, can't you just play it back and be like, what did she say?
I can play it back, but do you know how long it took me to put all those pictures in last week?
Oh,
just-
That
man.
was you did
This is
that
just
on
the
your own. Nobody asked
description, Ryan.
you to do that.
That's true. Nobody did. So, but
amazing.
one of our drummers, Andrew, is in Short Notice.
Yes.
In the band.
Yes.
In your band. In the Atonement band and Short Notice band.
That's right. Yeah. And he's the assistant worship leader here. So we're just out there doing the gigs, you know? Me and Andrew.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. So, do you find, was it easier for you to recruit some of those kids who are also in Elevate? Like, do you think, I mean, like I said, I think the ones that I've seen up on the stage were not up on the stage before. And so do you think that your like high school directing influence helped get them up there?
It might. I think a couple of them were playing when I got here. But our singers, yeah, I think they felt more confident, like asking, "Hey, can we audition for the worship team?" and that kind of thing. So yeah, maybe.
That's cool.
Cool.
Probably.
Good times.
Yeah, pretty cool.
How do you pick the songs for a Sunday morning?
Ooh.
That's what I was
Oh,
wondering.
really?
Like, how do you?
Okay. How do I pick the songs for Sunday morning? Okay, well,
Is this a secret?
it's a secret. Are you ready to learn the secret?
This is how things operate at Atonement. You're about to learn all this.
All the secrets. Okay, so actually, it's quite a process, but I'll keep it not too long for you. So, first of all, I like to pick songs in general. So we have probably like 40 songs that we play on a regular basis, around 40-ish. And I like to try to make sure they're songs that focus more on God and less on us. Because there's a lot of songs out there that are just about me. And it's like, well, this is a worship song. Let's see what we can do to get them about the Lord.
Me.
Yeah. Wow, you should sing again. There you go.
No.
There's your audition, Ryan.
Yeah, you can't.
Ask Avis. Nobody wants that.
Oh, she would tell you. Yeah, so I picked those. And then on a Sunday morning, I kind of try to operate on there's like a formula. So the first song should be like upbeat and preferably about like just worshiping God. So those can be the hardest ones to find because it like has to fit 2 criteria. And then the second song is usually about like what God did for us. So like talking about Jesus or something like that. Well, mostly, yeah, about Jesus. There you go. And those are fun when they're also upbeat, but so you like kind of gradually bring it down, like more chill. And then the third song is like preparing your heart or like reflecting on who God is and what he's done and all that stuff. So that one's usually a little more personal, a little more low key. Yeah. And then the ones at the end, it just kind of depends. I know Atonement loves to party on the way out and worship the Lord. So we'll do that a lot of times. But then some other times it's nice to just be able to reflect on the message. And so that would be another song, put in another reflection one, and then praise the Lord on the way out. And there you go.
Cool.
Yeah, that's my formula. Now you know.
Good question.
I've always been curious about that.
Yeah.
Like, how do you?
Yeah, how long does it usually take you to pick them? Because sometimes I'll see you like pulling out music.
It depends. Probably anywhere from like 5 to 25 minutes. Yeah, probably around 15, 20 usually.
So does the topic of the week play a big role into that?
It does play a role, yeah. You can't always match every topic. Like what was the one I was like,
I'm guessing there's not a lot of worship songs
Yeah.
about like attitude adjustment.
Yeah, well, yeah. But there's, the ones within there that are like talking about, I don't know, humility, for example, or pride, right? I don't know if that was one of them. Was that one of them? Anybody remember? Arrogance.
Arrogance, I think, was
or
one.
what?
Let me see.
It wasn't
Or
that.
was
What's
it-
the word? The holier than thou attitude, whatever that one is.
I can't. You would think I would know these because I made slides for all of them.
Yeah.
Starts to blur together.
Yeah.
I see the slides. The
So
words are not there.
there was smugness
Ah.
and superiority.
Superiority.
Was that the one?
Yeah, so then you sing the songs about being humble, and you're like, oh man, convicted.
I am so humble.
Lord, humble me.
Or indignant? How was that to?
Oh, indignant. Yeah, that's one that's like, how do you, I don't know.
You're like, I'm just going to play songs.
Yep.
Yeah, let's just talk
This
about
one.
God and stuff in the music too, right?
You know what? That's a cool thing now through that lens to go back and watch those sermons on YouTube. Search Atonement Fargo and
Or
listen to the songs that.
Atonement Fargo.
What?
Keep going.
Nobody knows which slash to use ever.
Does anybody really think about the other slash? Isn't it always just
It's always /Ryan.
What's the name of the slash? Somebody was saying it the other day, and I was like, I had no idea how to name.
Slash or spanned or something like that, or amber slash.
No, ampersand is the and.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
I was
right.
like, are you saying ampersand?
Amber slash.
Slash or sand. Okay. Like
There
when you
must
bring
be
a
a-
sword to the beach. Slash or sand.
There must be a real name for it.
It's like a wrestling
Yes,
match.
they all have names.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So
Just like
Yep.
sometimes that's what I do for the kids on their question. It's just like, which one is the official name for the and sign?
Oh yeah.
Because when I couldn't think of questions.
so there is a on the way upstairs or downstairs, there is a wall that's been painted.
Technically, it's on the way downstairs because if you're going upstairs, you wouldn't really see it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You got to go down that little corridor a little bit. Do people call that a corridor? But anyway, the wall
like
is
Harry Potter.
the wall is painted with the chalkboard paint, and then Dana decorates it with
I
different
do
things.
a question of the week for them.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And some doodling.
Yep, if I can think of a
It's a
not
good creative
terrible
outlet.
drawing to go with it, and then I usually have scripture on. one
Yeah,
side of the
what
wall.
kind of scripture though?
Your
What kind of scripture, Dana?
Psalm 119, 105, which is written all over my window. Your script is lit.
Through my favorite shirt company, Sunday Cool, they made a little
Love them.
devotional book called The Word According to Gen Z. And it is just rewritten scripture in really slang terms.
Yeah.
I even
script is
say
lit.
it's a new translation of the Bible.
Yeah.
Well,
So
yeah.
I usually take those. I have Jen pick out good ones for them, and then I just put them on the wall if they relate.
Yeah. What does it say now? I can't even remember.
I don't remember. It's been a while since I changed that one.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah. So on my window, since your first week here, I think.
It was relatively early that I got that book.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, it's a long time.
Really?
For a long time.
And it's still written on my window. So Psalm 119, 105, according to ESV, is your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. But on my window, it says your script is lit.
They really condense it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. They sure do.
So, all right. So people can go back on YouTube and check out Indignant and Smugness and see the music that you came up with for those weeks.
There you
That'll
go.
be interesting.
Yeah.
So, all right. What else? Your young adult Bible study that just kicked off.
Yeah, we kicked off our summer session of it. Yeah. We're going through the book of 1 Corinthians. And one of these days, I think Dana will show up. I guess we'll see.
Well, so what?
Just because she puts it on the internet isn't going to make it true.
Interwebs. So what's the criteria? You have to be between young. What constitutes a young adult?
Well,
I don't think I
younger
qualify.
than Ryan. No.
Wow, I knew that was
Way
coming.
younger
You
than
set me
Ryan.
up for that.
I
Come
knew
on.
that was coming.
On purpose.
You're the one that says that she keeps calling you old.
She does.
Ryan, maybe you could come up with a middle-aged Bible study.
Not middle aged.
What are you then?
I mean, anybody can be middle-aged, though.
Yeah, because you never know.
Technically, yeah, it doesn't. You don't know when you're going to die.
Lord willing.
Yeah. Well, you called me old, the both of you together.
I did not. How did I call you old?
Trying to remember the specifics now. I think you came into my office and said Jen just called you old. I think that's how
She's
it
just the
went
messenger. Don't shoot her.
Yeah. What did I?
down. Yeah, but you took a lot of joy in that, though.
I did
So?
not say Ryan was old. What I said was,
Oh yeah, it was when
hey,
you were buying your
Ryan,
car.
I'm trying to test drive
We
this
were looking
car.
for people that we knew would know
That's
how to
a manual
drive.
car.
Manual.
Yeah, and I was like, Ryan, you know how to drive stick shift, don't you? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, most people your age know how to do that.
Yeah.
I simply was just like, go ask Ryan. I bet he would know.
Ryan, I would
Because-
say that's nicer
not
than
because
saying.
of your age, but because it seems like something you would know how to do.
I would say that's nicer than saying you probably also know how to do foot shift, like what the Flintstones had.
Whatever. Are we here to talk about Jen?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Stay tuned for Ryan's middle-aged Bible study.
I forgot what we're talking about.
Talking to young adult Bible study.
Oh yeah, yeah. So what's the age group? Other than I guess 44 is too old.
It's like I graduated high school to 29.
To 29. Okay.
Yes.
So you both qualify then. You qualify.
Technically, yes.
What's
I only
the,
qualify for the next 2 years.
Well, that's a lot.
What's the average age that you have in it right now?
We get a good mix of like people who are in college, like young college students, and then people who are like 23, 24, 25, kind of that age.
Yeah, so if I went, I would be the oldest one there, and I don't want to do that.
Well, get used to it because time doesn't slow down for anybody.
You just called yourself old there, right?
I think this episode has made him a little manic.
You called me old first. Okay.
I suggested a person to Jen. If she called you old from
No.
my
I specifically remember the words age demographic coming up in this conversation.
Age demographic.
I don't
way
believe
too
I
many
would use the word
letters.
demographic
Yeah, I
in
don't
casual
think so.
conversation.
All right. Moving along.
Okay.
So what did you what did you say
Should we
you're
just
studying?
repeat this for you, Ryan?
Yeah, we're studying 1 Corinthians with this book.
Okay.
It's like book study.
So this is just through the summer because then in the fall I suppose you're gonna lose some people and gain some people, right?
Right. Yeah. So we'll start something different in the fall. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Nice.
Yep. We've been meeting since last fall. So, yeah.
Technically,
Still
I
going.
have been.
Yeah, she's been.
You've been
You
there.
ate a bunch of Oreos. I remember that.
That shouldn't surprise anybody.
I'm just here for the Oreos.
I'm literally here for the food in any situation.
I love
That's
it.
funny. Speaking of food, we just had our company picnic last night.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Family
fun.
picnic.
Yeah.
It was like company
Company
picnic.
Yeah, whatever.
Sounds a little scary.
Sounds very corporate.
It does.
Did you wear
Yeah.
your company shirt too?
Yep. No, I don't remember which shirt I wore.
You actually were because you were wearing your
You know, Ryan, you
podcast or not the podcast shirt, the podcast shirt.
shirts.
Oh, the tech team shirt was I?
Yep.
I don't remember.
you have switched up.
was a
Usually,
long
it
time
used
ago.
to be VBS was Thursday. That was your Thursday shirt because we were into the problem of filming on Thursdays.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you and
we were
DJ
wearing
used
the
to
same
always
shirt.
wear your VBS shirts.
We did. That's right.
You
Yeah.
guys like have a shirt for the day of the week?
Well,
Ryan
theme?
did.
for a while, DJ and I did together.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure they'd call each other in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one are you going to wear today? Ah. Well,
Okay.
You can talk about the picnic last night? Or?
Yeah. You
Yeah.
you
Going.
actually like.
The picnic was great. It was a lot of fun. It was windy though.
Oh,
You
yeah.
want
it
to
was
talk about
windy
Wendy? I had to help Lisa put those.
Jeepers. I almost killed myself with this microphone. We got to fix this thing.
Have we posted a picture of Ryan's? I've sent you one before.
It's on the podcast Facebook page.
So I'll move my phone on this side.
So Ryan's mic stand just jumped off the case of Dr. Pepper.
So I don't know what's wrong with this mic stand, but it won't hold the microphone up anymore. So I have
Well, like it will, but it only does it like at a certain point. You move it
Yeah.
you have to move it closer. Like
Pull
it can't. It has to be like way
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah, I know, but then I'm like way over there, and the table leg is in the way, and Sarah's sitting over there, and personal space.
kind of like Sheldon Cooper. I need my spot.
Whatever. What were we talking about before I almost
The picnic.
smashed, gave myself a fat lip with the mic?
Almost had to go to the dentist.
it's not 2:30 yet.
Nice. Dentist time, 2:30.
Every day.
Well, thanks for joining us. Riveting episode, blah, blah, blah.
And we're out.
It was really windy.
Yeah.
They had those little clip things.
Yeah,
I've never
so
seen those
I
before.
haven't either.
Lisa was like, "Hey, is there anybody around to help me set up?" And I was like, "I can do that." Like any reason to leave my office. Worst time ever. It was
Yeah.
so windy.
It was terrible.
Yeah. We're like one of us would have to like hold it down, like lay on the table
Just
and just
sprawl.
like, and you just have to quickly clip it.
That's
before it
funny.
blows. It was terrible.
And then she ordered chicken from Hornbacher's, but They went to monster chicken.
Those were
land.
some big chickens.
It was like borderline turkey.
I will say this: if you've never had a Hornbacher's fried chicken, that's a family meal off of 2 pieces.
I've had it before, but I don't remember it being like that.
Margine and I ordered it. This is a way throwback for the Bible study class that you attended that Paul hosted. What was that? What's it called?
Was it Jurassic Paul?
No, it was the one he did in the summer. There was like 10 people in the class.
Was it the inductive Bible study?
Yep.
Okay, sure.
So we're like, oh, we'll do fried chicken one day. And we made the mistake of ordering like 20 pieces or something like that. And we picked up about 5 of the like tinfoil catering pans.
They're
They
huge.
delivered like 10 to Lisa last night. They were huge.
Yeah, it was,
Wild.
Yeah, large. Okay. I forgot what we were talking about. Well, yeah, but the picnic's over with.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yep.
Well, we did something cool this morning, and we're going on another trip soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got the Kansas City out of the way. Now we're going to Alaska.
That's going to be such a cool trip.
Yep.
You guys need chaperones for that?
Are you kidding? This was like so long ago.
Unbelievable.
Nobody called me.
Well, you were like 20th in line. Everyone wants to go to Alaska.
That's basically why it's like Alaska. That's cool.
Man, you should have heard of any chaperone requests you guys. Like, I'll be a chaperone.
You know where you were on the list because of the way you treat me? You'd
Probably
have to
400.
go. You'd have to go to the last page, flip it over, and go to the bottom of the page.
And then flip over, and it's the cardboard in the back of the notebook scribbled in pencil at the bottom.
Might have been there.
That's okay. I'll remember that, Ryan.
So we're going to Alaska, and men's morning was fantastic today.
Yeah. We brought the high schoolers in, and the men's morning group has been praying for them, and we'll keep praying for them on the trip.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a really fun partnership that we've set up.
Yeah,
It's been pretty sweet.
they've done that for. They did that with the middle school trip last year, and then the both trips this year, and it's been great because it gets the two like generations that probably don't normally hang out that much together, sitting and talking, and I mean there's talking the whole time.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. And like we block an hour for it, and I think we were there for like an hour 15 or something like that. And that's because we're like, okay, we better go now.
You also provide them with snacks.
Donuts.
Oh,
Not from Sandy's though.
not from Sandy's. Did you know they were closed today?
Everybody knew it was
By
on
the time
news.
this is
Somebody
out,
should have
it'll be
warned
open
me.
again.
It will be because it opens right after the 4th.
I think June
Yeah, I think it was
July 5th.
July 5th. Yeah.
so after the 4th.
Yep.
Yeah, got to the door. I'm like, why are all the chairs up in there? That doesn't make sense. And then I look at the door, and there's tables in front of the door, and I'm like, okay, this is okay. And then I
All
saw
over
the
the news. I
sign.
think every
Yep.
news outlet in Fargo reported it.
Yep.
Well, now you know
It's
I
all
don't
over
watch the
Facebook.
news.
Never on Facebook, never watches the news.
Guess
Are
I'm
you
just
supposed
a
to know?
hermit. I don't know. I have people for that, right? Tell me.
People for that.
Ryan, who should have warned me yesterday when I said, yeah, I'll pick up the donuts. And he says, okay.
Yeah. Well, it was reported. Many
man.
news outlets.
Yeah.
Man.
It was breaking news.
Yeah, it
breaking
literally
news. Where
was.
will you get your donuts on 4th of July weekend?
Yep.
It'll be a sad time.
People were upset.
Oh yeah. Up in arms, as they say.
I saw one that someone like mistook them, like they must have only read like a part of the headline, and they were like, they're closing, and no, they're just for the weekend.
They should have started it for the time being.
Yeah, clearly
Sandy's
this
will be
headline
closed.
It
was
shouldn't say
misleading.
closed. It should say renovating
Yeah,
will not be open.
Yeah.
There you go. These communication majors, they know what's up.
Oh, that's funny.
So what are you guys looking forward to for Alaska? What are you
do
most
you guys know
excited
what you're
for?
doing?
Well, sort of.
Sort of.
Kind
Partially?
of.
Where are you going to be?
We're taking
at
we're
in
taking
Alaska?
16 high school youths and 4 chaperones
To Anchorage.
to
Okay.
Anchorage.
That's good. You won't have to go on like a puddle jump or anything.
Utes.
I wish we would have. That would have been so cool.
Terrifies me.
What's the matter? Why are you looking at me like that? Utes. Youths.
Continue with your guys' conversation.
Wow.
So you're going to Anchorage.
Anchorage, Alaska, where it will be light out for like 22 hours a day.
Yeah, you're going to get
It's going to be sweet.
Eye masks.
Students at Atonement eye masks.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
Speaking of that, somebody
I
brought.
like that idea.
Yeah.
Well, then you buy me a bunch of eye masks.
And we can
I
press
will,
them.
Yeah, I'll
Do you-
heat press them.
I think
press them
Target
like,
has some right
with-
now.
Do they?
like the letters.
With the cricket.
That would be phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
If you want to do that,
Uh-huh.
you have a limited amount of time to grab.
I know what I'm doing this afternoon.
We're leaving on the 9th, so if we had them here by like the morning of the 8th or the
6th.
afternoon.
Absolutely not.
It's going to take a while to print them. You going to help weed them?
So you mean
Yeah,
the due
if
process
you
is
are going
the
to
9th,
actually
right?
help me do it,
You can be here at 6 a.m. on the
Sure.
9th, right, Dana?
How about this? Meet them at the airport in the cities.
There you go.
I'll do it on the bus with you guys.
How's she getting back? Well, she'll just ride the bus back.
Yeah.
All
On the
alone.
plane.
All by herself. Probably could.
I need that outlet for my charger. Too bad.
Do you want your eye mask?
Is that TSA approved?
That is funny.
Snuggle it.
Oh man.
Somebody suggested something to bring along for the trip, but now I can't remember.
You
Well,
just-
we've talked about a
Bear
lot of
spray.
merch lately. We need that podcast bumper stickers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You do. I'd put that on my car.
I've
When
heard-
you get a budget, hit me up.
We're going to be close to monetization on YouTube, aren't we?
I have no idea.
How do you do that? Wow.
Got to have a lot of views and subs.
Click that subscribe button,
Yeah, like and
folks.
subscribe. Like and subscribe. So what are we doing? We know of 3 different places, I think, that we're partnering with, right?
3.
One was like a food distribution site, or not like a soup kitchen so
Yeah,
much.
like a food pantry.
Yeah, food pantry place.
Cool.
And then another one is a women's shelter.
Okay.
And the other one was it just partnering with the church that we're staying at to do some stuff around the church.
Yep. Cool.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Have you started stretching and practicing running on the treadmill
let's
to go
talk
through the
about
airport?
your knee, Ryan,
Why?
because Sarah doesn't know this because I haven't told her.
Did you blow your knee out practicing airport running or what?
No, jumping off the boulders at Devil's Den in Gettysburg last summer. Remember when I was wearing my brace for a while?
Uh-huh.
I tore my meniscus. I found that out yesterday when I had an MRI done.
Speaking of your age,
Wow.
you don't really come back from those too well.
No.
Come on. It happens.
No, Ryan.
Carson Wentz has tore his ACL before. He's
Yeah.
young, athletic.
You guys are on the same.
Yeah, you're doing the
Level?
same level of activity.
I'm just saying it can happen to anybody. So funny.
And I'm saying, I know athletes who don't come back from that very well.
I'll be all right.
It'll be okay.
So no airport running.
No, I
my
can
thing
run.
is like you guys are hiking, right?
Oh yeah.
So who's in charge of making sure that Ryan doesn't go, look, boulder?
He's going to jump off
on,
another boulder and tear the other one.
Did it slow me down in Kansas City?
No.
This has been an ongoing thing since last summer.
Yep.
It's just one of those deals.
I'm not concerned that it's going to slow you down. I'm concerned that you're going to make it worse by doing the same stupid thing.
I can't. We're not going to Gettysburg.
And there's no boulders anywhere else
There's
in the
no
world. Only
rocks
in
or
Gettysburg.
anything in Alaska.
Well, there's glaciers, but
You're going to see a bear, and that's how you're going to lose your knee.
no.
Whoa, whoa.
Hey, I told him that as long as he doesn't lose a kid to a bear, it's fine.
True.
So if he
Just got to come back with as many kids as you came with. Chaperones, disposable.
Come on.
All right. Well,
I'll be fine. I've been dealing with it quite well, I should say.
To be fair, I didn't know. I feel like I didn't notice anything. So yeah,
Let's put it this way. If I had to run, I could run. I don't do it just for enjoyment because it hurts. But like if there was a bus coming and I was going to get run over, I'd get out of the way. I'd be able to do that. So I'm not hobbled.
I feel like here's the real question. You'd be able to get out of the way for the first bus. What about for the second?
No, I'd be all right. I'd get all the way across the street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eh.
Even if it was like 45th Street and 30 or 13th Avenue, I could do it diagonal run and get across.
all right.
It would hurt, but I could do it.
so next
Enough
week
said.
we're gonna
Yep.
No, we're not doing an ice cream type thing with this. Just take my word for it that I could get it done.
I just imagine, in like 3 weeks, we'll be podcasting from Sanford or Essentia, whichever you choose, in the orthopedics unit.
just legs propped up.
Well, I probably will have to have surgery to get it done. I don't meet with the surgeon until after we get back from Alaska.
So are you going to like wear a knee brace?
No, I wore it before it didn't do anything.
Should we put you on the prayer list maybe just for a little extra support?
Why? What? I don't understand what's going on here. So tell me more about music ministry, Jen.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you didn't know this is what happens when Sarah and I.
Where's DJ?
Alaska.
He's
The last frontier.
That's going to be a super
Or
cool
is
trip.
it space? I don't
It
remember.
is.
Yeah.
We leave on the 9th. We get on a bus here
Yep.
in the parking lot of Atonement, and we head down to Minneapolis, where we fly direct from Minneapolis to Anchorage, Alaska. It's like a 5.5 hour flight.
Yeah,
That's not terrible.
It's pretty sweet. 3 hours earlier there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
And you're
then-
time traveling.
Yeah, wow.
And what?
And
I
you're
was
time
like,
traveling.
how is it
Yeah.
earlier? But you mean like,
It's way over there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it is.
Way
time zone.
west,
It is fun. So we have a no cell phone policy for the youths,
which we love.
which we love.
Uh-huh.
But they're
how
like,
does that work
What
for
are
a
you
bunch
supposed
of
to do
high
on What are you
schoolers?
supposed to do on the
Yeah, you
airplane?
just-
What
yeah,
are
what
they
do you
supposed to
do
do on
for
the airplane?
9 hours traveling?
Bring a book,
Yep.
kids.
You know
you at
what's
least fly in Delta so they can play chess on the
No
monitor?
way.
you know what's great about it?
Sun country.
They're coming up with don't tell them this won't come out until after we leave, right?
Oh.
Because they're like, well, we'll just
No.
watch TV on the plane. I'm like, oh,
Sure.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's no plane. There's no
Yeah,
TVs on there.
Not on that airline.
Nope.
There might
There's
be
barely
there-
seatbelt.
I never
Hey.
I never did get an answer as to whether or not there is like the ability to play movies on the bus on the way
Oh.
to Minneapolis.
So
There
like
might-
you don't
'cause
let
there's
them bring their
bathrooms in
phones
there.
like at all?
Nope,
Not at
zero.
all.
Where are they supposed to go? I'm not going to hold on to these 20 phones for a week in Alaska.
And we want them to enjoy the moment.
Well, I'm
Live
just like
in the moment.
Well, I'm not
see
saying
the
like
beauty of
let
the
them
earth.
have it, but I'm surprised you don't even let them like
Nope, zero.
pack it in a bag in case of emergencies.
Really? You haven't hung around too many high schoolers, have you? They'll get them.
Well, I'm just saying like for my mom, she'd be like, you're bringing your phone.
Oh, no. Nope.
The chaperones have phones. If
Yep.
there's an emergency, we know
Yeah,
what to do.
except for I've just been the one where like had a chaperone that didn't answer their phone when something happened,
Oh,
sort
no.
of thing.
Oh, no.
Yes.
They'll answer if something.
Do the high schoolers train the chaperones of how to use the phone?
Yeah.
Well, I am only 23, so I think I know how.
I mean, like the 24/7 always on. Like teach them, like how high schoolers are always on their phone.
No.
Oh no.
They have, it's just a better experience without the cell phones with.
Yes.
Yeah. And they've been very creative. I've heard that there's some people bringing Sudoku.
Sudoku?
So, yeah, bringing that along.
Sweet.
They'll be playing Hangman on the
Ooh.
airplane and such.
Should get
I
a
would be
Mad
so
Libs book.
bored.
Oh,
Mad Libs.
That is impressive for those kids because like you cannot entertain me
Yeah.
for nine hours without
It's
some sort
only
of battery.
5.5.
Five and a-
5.5 hours.
5.5
Well, you're
hours.
going.
That's
You're
nothing.
driving down 4 hours.
Yeah.
they'll put Avatar on the bus.
Yeah,
and
we might be
watch
able
the
to
second
play
half on the way home.
Napoleon Dynamite
Avatar.
or something.
There you go. Those are both terrible movies.
You're gonna have to watch.
The Great Outdoors.
You're gonna have to watch Napoleon Dynamite like 6 times before you get to the cities.
That's probably true. Is
We could watch The Great Outdoors.
Never seen that.
No.
We
that
could.
the one with the bear?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they're in Alaska. Well, they're in Canada. I think maybe
Oh,
doesn't
Same
matter.
difference.
what's the
Doesn't
difference?
matter?
Yeah.
Yep.
Are we gonna stop at White Castle before we go to the?
Oh no.
Oh, that would be great. But there's at least
Is there anyone near it?
4 or 5 people besides you who would object to that. I think.
Yeah.
Is there even one?
the majority
near
would have the vote.
airport?
No, but they're on the way. Maple Grove's got one right off the interstate or
Oh,
real
is it
close
right
to
off
you.
the interstate?
Not very far away. I know how to get there.
Of course you do.
Frequently traveled route.
There's also one in Bloomington that's not too far off the of 494.
Bloomington isn't on the way to the airport though, is it?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It's in
Mm-hmm.
Airport's in Bloomington.
Yep.
airport's in Bloomington. It's
Yep.
like across the street from the Mall of America.
I always thought it was in Egan.
Mm-mm.
Shows how much I pay attention.
Close to Egan.
Yep. So would you like that? I mean, we could see if we could leave a little earlier.
Why did you even bring it up,
I
Jack?
try
Rand's
not
like,
to
I'll-
eat gray meat on a regular basis.
I told you to get the chicken and waffles.
I don't like chicken and waffles.
Yeah, but that's so
I-
How do you not
I'm
like
just
chicken and
gonna-
waffles?
I've tried it many times
I
and I
don't know
just
if I
can't get behind it. I
Trust
just don't like it.
chicken from White Castle.
It's so good.
I don't trust anything from White Castle.
Yeah, I mean if the hamburgers are gray, and that's like the easiest thing to not turn a different color.
Jenn had one of the best lines that I've heard in a long time. We go into White Castle, and all the kids are like, I don't know what to order, like looking at everything. And Jen's looking up at the sign. And then she walks over to me and she goes, aren't they supposed to market the pictures to look better than the actual food?
They did, Jen. They
I
did.
was like, I'm a little worried because if that's better than the actual food,
Things aren't looking too
that doesn't
promising.
look so good to me.
It was fine.
It was worth it.
I loved it.
Yeah, that was
And-
last year's high school mission trip.
It was to Minneapolis. And that was like the first thing we did when we got there. So
Yeah.
things could only get better from that point.
That's true.
Set the bar incredibly low at day
Yeah.
one.
Yep.
If you don't get food poisoning, you're having a great trip.
I took them over to Wendy's afterwards to get them all Frosties to wash down their burgers.
It's true, he did. Oh man, that's great.
Yep. So, but Alaska, I don't know. The Rancid Blubber.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that before. One of the guys this morning was saying, yeah, it's a delicacy up in Alaska. They take the blubber from was it seals?
I think so.
From the seals and put it in the corner of their cabin until it's rancid, and then you eat it.
Yep.
And we're like,
Yeah. So I went over
I feel
and
like
I
the
Thank
use
you.
of the word rancid probably wasn't the best choice.
Yeah.
to
Well, I
describe that.
is
went
that
o-
like aged beef, except
Yeah.
Basically,
aged blubber?
yeah, it's kind of like a jerky almost.
I went over to him and I said, "Look,
You
we're
know
trying to
about
make sure that they show up next Saturday."
Had it.
Yeah, you did. They got some good fish up there, though.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can eat some fish.
So
That's where they spill my deadliest catch. So gotta have good crab.
my guess is that it'll be the typical. We'll have like cold cereal, or maybe we'll have bagels or toast or something like that in the morning. Then we'll pack a lunch for ourselves and go out. And then I'm trying to remember in Minneapolis, did they cook for us at the end of the day, or did they cater stuff in?
I think they did a little bit of both.
Yeah.
If I remember right. I know they catered stuff in sometimes,
Yeah.
but that one day we grilled out too.
Oh
so-
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So I think we'll have a chance to get some like fresh seafood or something from.
Yeah.
They got to have that around
Oh yeah.
somewhere.
I'm sure.
So
Think so.
It's Alaska.
yeah. So I'm excited. It's gonna
Me
be. It's
too.
gonna be good.
It's gonna be
Nope.
fun.
We'll have a full report when we get back.
We certainly
be
will
exciting
after
to hear
our
about.
overnight plane ride back to Minneapolis, and then
I don't know if this is the situation, but I'm hoping that the sun doesn't go down the entire time
Ooh.
we get back. That could happen.
that could happen
Yeah.
because we
That
leave
sounds
at what
exhausting.
9 p.m.
We leave at 9:00 Alaska time, and we get back to Minneapolis at 5:17 a.m.
Oh,
Central time.
there's a chance chasing the sun.
So at what point does
Yeah.
how do you see the sunset?
Yeah, no, you might not.
We wouldn't.
It'd be behind
It
us.
might be just
Oh.
a forever sunrise.
Whoa,
I was gonna say-
that'd be
I don't
so
know.
pretty.
And it'll be sunlight the whole time you guys are there too. So
Overnight.
we
Yeah.
need those
Yeah,
eye
you don't
masks.
even get like full darkness. You just get like
a haze.
like a dusk. That's
Yeah.
as dark as it gets. It's
So
just
cool.
like
yeah.
Okay, so you said these are on sale at Target? Was
I
that
saw some at Target. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how many. It's also back to school's out at Target. So
Oh, yeah.
Back to school. It's
Yeah.
June 30th.
Yeah.
technically it's July.
No,
And
no,
if they go to school in August.
Tomorrow's July, not today.
Well, like in
it'll be
terms of
full fledged
calendar-
out on like July 5th.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Too bad.
The 4th of July, summer's half over.
Yeah.
And it
4th
took-
of July, you have to be
Summer's
prepped
done
for
after.
fall.
And it took a
No.
while to get here.
July 5th, I put out my pumpkins. It's
Didn't
fall.
we just start this summer?
Sarah's already
now?
got her calendar of Christmas probably up somewhere.
I'm already planning.
There's a
decorations.
coffee shop in
Wow.
town that has pumpkin spice year round.
I know.
told you that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's the good one. Good
I'll go there
stuff.
July 5th and
Gross.
in my Ugg boots and leggings and sweatshirt and infinity scarf as I'm
on
sweating.
July 5th?
Yeah.
Sounds awful.
That sounds incredible.
It's like a traveling sauna.
Wow.
Wow. All right.
There you go.
Well, Jen, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And talking
Good times.
about what you do here and all the cool things you got going on.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
So, would anybody like to pray? Do we have a volunteer to pray? Did you just point at Jen?
Pray for what?
Just pray us out of here.
Pray us out.
Yeah.
Is that what you do on the podcast?
Mhm, every time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm a steady listener, as you now know.
Yeah.
She just always, once the content's over with, she turns it off.
Yeah.
She never makes it quite that far.
Not quite to the prayer.
All right. Do you want to, or should I?
Sure, I'll pray.
Okay.
Okay, why not? Dear God, I thank you so much for this day, God. Thank you for the time we get to spend talking about things that are going on at Atonement. And thank you for all that you're doing, Lord. I pray that you bless the Alaska trip that's coming up. And I pray that you also bless and be with all of those who are listening right now, God. Would we just all know your presence? And would you go with us as we go off to wherever we go after this podcast? In Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Remember that you can find that podcast anywhere you listen to your favorite podcast. You can also go to YouTube.
Shouldn't that podcast be
I was gonna
everybody's
say.
favorite podcast?
Should be up at least in the top 5 list.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't want to be. There was a whole sermon on smugness and that sort of thing. So
Okay.
I don't want to
You're being humble about it.
I mean, yeah.
Plenty of songs for that.
Yeah. So you can also go to YouTube and find all sorts of past atonement sermon series and Bible studies, and of course that podcast episodes. And you can join us every Sunday morning at 9 and 10:30. 10:30 is where Jen's jamming with all of her all of her musical peeps up there. For the modern service, you can find that at atonement.live or atonementfargo.org or on the YouTubes by searching Atonement Fargo. So for Sarah DeYoung, Dana Mashevsky, and Jenn Kaminsky-Horak, my name is Ryan Janke. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time for another riveting episode of that podcast. Just play the music. Got a fat lip.